Mrlubufu here with a new series. Every Thursday it's going to be a deck tech, so it's Deck Tech Thursday. And Wednesday nights I will be recording matches on cockatrice with people. So if your Wednesday nights are free, I'll be making a quick video to say once I'm online every time. But you can get your chance to play with me, get recorded, and say hi to the people of YouTube. So this is going to be the first video. This is the deck that I chose to start with because this is the deck that I might be playing at a local PTQ, which is Kiki-Pod. So, as you can imagine, Kiki-Pod has 4 birthing pods. It's the enabler of the deck. It really just allows you to combo out pretty early on, which is kind of insane. So for creatures, you run 4 Birds of Paradise for you run 6 1-drops, 4 Birds of Paradise and 2 Noble Hierarch. You really want to get the turn 1 acceleration creature out there. For 2 drops that you run a single Kasali Pride Mage. I like having main board artifact enchantment removal. It's pretty good. We have a singleton Phantasmal Image, which helps you combo out if you have 1 and a 2 drop. You can combo out if you have a Phantasmal Image in your deck. You run a singleton Spellskite, which I also like to have main deck. A little bit of extra protection never hurt. And main deck protection against the stupid Bant Aura's deck that's running around is pretty good. And lastly, 4 Wall of Roots as further ramp. I really like Wall of Roots because it can block a lot of creatures. Next, for 3 drops, we run 3 Kitchen Finks, because Kitchen Finks is just such a valued creature, helps undo the life loss due to Birthing Pod or Shock Lands or Fetch Lands. So it's really, really useful in that sense. A singleton Harmonic Sliver, again, more artifact enchantment removal in the main deck. And an Eternal Witness. And the Eternal Witness is the weakest card in the deck, I think. I also forgot, in 2 drops, I also run a main board Aethersworn Canonist, because Storm is this deck's major weakness. It's really hard for this deck to win against Storm, which is why you have either Aethersworn's Canonist. 4 drops, you run a single, and 3 the other important card, Deceiver Exarch. I play Deceiver Exarch over Village Bellringer because Exarch allows for multiple pod activations in a single turn, and it's actually just much better. So for 4 drops, we run a singleton Landvala, main deck because of the pod and other Splinter Twin sort of things that exist. Having it out there is pretty good. A singleton Murderous Red Cap because you really want a 4-drop with Persist available in the deck because it can, if you have multiple pods out, you can just win, and is really good. But even with a single Persist creature, you sack Red Cap, get Zealous Conscripts, untap pod, so you have Red Cap, right? You use pod on it, sack it, and then you put the Persist trigger on the stack so it resolves first. So Red Cap comes back, then you pod up Zealous Conscripts, which allows you to untap your Birthing Pod, you tap the Birthing Pod, sack the Red Cap, get Kiki-Jiki, and win. The other 4 drops you run 3 Restoration Angels. Again, it's another combo piece, and it just works well with all of the enter the battlefield effects you're playing, and it's just a good creature. For 5 drops, you run, 3 Kiki-Jiki and a singleton Zealous Conscripts. Then you only play 3 instants, which are 3 Court of Calling. This is what I'm testing out. For lands, I play 4 Arid Mesas, 2 Misties for my fetch land package. I play a singleton Sacred Fountain, a singleton Steam Vents, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, and a singleton Hallowed Fountain as the shocks you can fetch. I like having 1 of each. Basics, a singleton Forest, Mountain, and Plains against Path to Exile, and being able to fetch a basics always nice against like Blood Moon. In addition, I play 3 Grove of the Burn Willows because you want green-red fixing. 2 Razor-Edge Thickets for a turn 1 green source, and a Firelit Thicket and a Rugged Prairie for additional mana fixing. I don't like this Horizon Canopy, but I still play it. Sideboard is pretty straightforward. play 3 Chalice of the Void because it wrecks Storm and can do a lot of damage against a lot of different decks. So that's why you play 3 of them in sideboard, because again, it can steal you wins. I play a singleton Aven Mind Sensor against Hate Bears, 2 Baloth against Jund, Grudge against Affinity or other Birthing Pods deck, a singleton Dispel against the blue-white control decks that are running around, 3 Path Exiles for spot removal, Creeping Corrosion and as Hate against Affinity, and Sowing Salt against Tron. So that's the deck, and I'm gonna see if anyone's online so we can play some matches.